Let's learn how to make a heartbeat line decal. Plus, I have a freebie for you in the description box below. Hey guys, hope you're all having a fantastic week. A tutorial for you today. We're going to learn how to make a heartbeat line with welding images and or wording. So I thought we'd make a couple today, one with wording and one with an image. So let's go to our supplies list. We will need a cutting machine. I'm using the Silhouette Cameo 2, Oracle 651 vinyl, which is what I use for car decals, cutting mat, weeding tool, transfer tape, heartbeat image, and I have a free download for you for the 2 heartbeat images that we'll be using today. And you need the image or wording that you're wanting to use in your design. So let's go to the freebie heartbeat line file that you will receive. When you download it and open it up in your software, this is what you will see. This is a Studio 3 file, so you must have Silhouette Studio software in order to use it. And I apologize for those of you that use different software. You will have the 2 heartbeat lines. The top one is more of a ribbon type, and the second one is more of your traditional heartbeat line. The first text box is letting you know that you need to click on the heartbeat line, right-click, and ungroup so that you get 2 separate pieces. The second wording box is letting you know that you need to move the wording boxes before you design. Please do not claim the work as your own. Talking about the 2 heartbeat lines. Do not share this file, please. If you know anybody that'd be interested in having it or would like it, please send them to my channel so that they can have the link and can download it for their files as well. You can use these heartbeat lines for commercial use, meaning you can make designs with the heartbeat lines and you can sell them to make your own profit. That is perfectly fine. Also, thank you for watching my tutorials. We greatly, greatly appreciate it. Please share our channel if you don't mind with your friends, family, social media. If you have any suggestions on tutorials that you would like to see, please leave them in the comments below, and that will help me know more about what you would like to see. So anyhow, let's get to our design. Here are the 2 heartbeat lines. We're going to do the first one, which is going to be an image, and we're going to use the top ribbon type heartbeat line. If you watch my Getting to Know Us vlog, you'll know that I absolutely love Pekingese dogs. I have 2 special needs Pekingese right now. I want to display my love of Pekingeses on my truck, so I want to make a heartbeat line with a Pekingese silhouette. So we need to go to Google, and all I did was typed in Pekingese silhouette. Tons of images came up, different types of silhouettes, and this is the one that I found that I like the most that's on this pillow. So I click the image. Now I'm going to right click, choose copy image, go back to Studio, right click, and choose paste in front. Now as you can see, it's extremely small. I'm not going to trace it that small. So I'm going to click on the image and I'm going to pull it up bigger. Then I'm going to click the trace window, select trace area, and all I want to trace is this little precious Pekingese. So I'm going to leave high pass filter checked, and I'm going to move it all the way to the right, which is 300. Okay, so now it's all highlighted. Depending on your image, you may have to use low pass filter or a lower value or mess with your threshold. It completely depends on the image and how you want to trace it. So I'm satisfied with this, so I'm going to click trace. I'm going to right click and delete the pillow image. And then I'm going to click the Pekingese trace, fill it with black color. And I want it, I think it's cute. I just want it to face the other way. I want to mirror it. So I'm going to right click and choose flip horizontally. And that looks great. So I'm going to bring it up to my heartbeat line. And it seems to be a pretty good size. I want to make it just a tad bigger. And I'm going to zoom in here because what you have to be sure of is that your heartbeat lines and your image are overlapping. Your heartbeat lines can be in the front or the back, it doesn't matter. But you need to make sure that they're overlapping because you're going to weld all 3 of these pieces together to make them into one piece. So it looks like everything is great. Now I'm going to highlight all 3 pieces. I'm going to right click and choose weld. Now, as you can see, this made our piece into one piece. So when it cuts, I'm not going to have the end cuts from the inside lines of the heartbeat line. So this is perfect. Okay, so now we have our regular heartbeat line. Now we're going to do wording, so we're going to click on text. And I'm just going to use the default text, which is Arial. I'm going to click bold. All right, so I'm just going to do my name in here. Now I'm going to fill it with a black color and make it bigger. And what's going to happen is, because I'm using a print font, my letters are not connected, which is fine, but the grouping will be a little bit different. So I'm going to move the heartbeat lines so that they're just directly behind the letters or in front of it, doesn't matter. Let me zoom in for you. And as you can see, they're not over here, over past the letters in here, but they're just behind each of the letters that are right beside them. Okay, so now I'm going to go down into the regular size of the mat. I want to go ahead and group them all and select them all. So now I'm going to right click, choose weld. And as I said, because your letters are not touching each other, they're not going to be connected. They have nothing to weld to. So you'll see all the little boxes if you're using a print text or font, excuse me. And I'm going to right click and choose group. That way it puts it all in one. Okay. Now we have both of our decals. Now, okay, so I'm going to move this bottom one down. I'm going to take the rectangle tool and I'm going to make a rectangle just barely enough around the image. This is going to be a cut guideline is what it's going to be. Because all we're going to do is we're going to cut the edge of this rectangle. So with the rectangle chosen, I'm going to right click and I'm going to choose duplicate because I have 2 images that I want to do this on. And I'm going to use 2 separate colors of Oracle. So I'm going to make sure I have a good distance between the both. Make sure that your image is not touching the rectangles that you have cut. And you don't have to do this if you don't want to. It's fine. I'm going to select both rectangles. I'm going to go to cut settings. And I'm going to choose cut edge for the rectangles. This way, all it does is cut the edge, and it helps you. It's a lot easier for weeding. So I know these are already set to cut, but I'm going to go ahead and click both of the images. It is set to cut. And I'm going to go to my settings, and I have saved a user-defined setting that I like to use. My blade, it won't let me manually move the blade on here. It's a ratchet blade. It will not let me manually move it to 0. Yes, I do cut on 0, as I've said before, and yes, 0 does cut. I cut on 0 for 651 and 631. I've cut the smallest of letters that you can imagine and have had no problems with pulling up or coming up in the blade or missing or anything. So blade's at 0, my speed is 1, my thickness is 6. I do not double cut. I do line segment overcut, click the arrow up on each one, 0.1 start and end of the line segment overcut. Then you will send a silhouette. Our vinyl is loaded onto our mat. Now our mat is loaded into our machine, ready to cut our decals. Okay, now that the decals have finished cutting, I'm going to weed this. I'm just using an X-Acto knife. So remember the square or the rectangle that we put around the designs. I'm going to weed that out first, and you will see how easy it makes everything. There's our decal. On the red one, a regular font. So of course there's one middle letter or middle of a letter that needs to come out, so I weeded that out. And now I'm going to remove that rectangle piece that we cut around, and of course this is not coming up at first. It's taking the decal, but that's alright, we got it. Okay, so, and the smaller your font is, the more careful you want to be when you're weeding it. And just take the time to, make sure that none of your things are coming up like mine did. Of course, when you want something to go right, it usually doesn't. But that's okay, because we will get it. So now I'm just going to finish weeding the last part of the decal. I'm not sure where I'm going to put this decal, but, and there we go. All in one piece. Like I said, I'm going to put this blue one on my truck back window. And because I'm doing it for personal use and it's going to be pretty much immediately put on the truck, I'm going to use the matte clear contact paper for my transfer tape, because it's not going to be on the very long and I'm not selling it. It's for personal use. If I was selling these decals, I'd use a professional transfer tape, which I have in my inventory. So I'm just going to peel that off and place that down. And what I do is always, especially if it's contact paper, I place the middle down first and go from one side. I'm trying to do this to make sure you can see it. Go from one side to the next to make sure there's not any huge bubbles or wrinkles, and just burnish it really, really well. I've never had a problem with the contact paper. I know I've seen a lot of people say that the contact paper does not work for them and it leaves a sticky residue, and I have been fortunate enough not to have experienced that. So I absolutely love the contact paper, but like I said, I would not sell a decal to a customer with contact paper. I just don't think that's professional. I just wanted you to see an image done with a heartbeat line and a name done with a heartbeat line. I hope that you enjoyed this tutorial, and I hope you took advantage of the freebie download in the description box below. And I hope to hear some suggestions from you of tutorials that you would like to see, and I can get those up for you. And I will see you next time. Come along with me as we make a coloring shirt using HTV.